What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XLM Stellar Lumens today at the request of Georgie Boy. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, my friends, and let's get into it. Okay, so first, I actually want to pull up Stellar Lumens here on the ribbon. If we look at this on crypto, we're on the daily time frame, okay, and that's probably how small of a time frame you'd like to take the ribbon down. You don't want to take it any lower than this. I mean, sometimes the 4 hour is a little bit reliable, but most of the time it's the daily and higher that's more reliable. This look right now is not a good look. Whenever you go below the ribbon, you come back up and you find resistance at the yellow line, and then you come down. That's not normally a good look. So let's continue to find support on the red line. Let's not really go below there. If we do, let's make it in the form of a wick like we've done before, but later we're going to make sense out of this, and I actually don't think that we go lower. But just looking at the ribbon, looking at this perspective itself, it's not a good perspective. You're in a bit of a fragile position here. You don't want to go too much lower. If you were to show up and move upwards, now would be the time, and I think you will, but we're going to go over that later, right? So looking at the daily time frame, that's the look we have. Looking at the 3-day time frame, bouncing right off the ribbon. Now this is a bit of a better look, right? The daily is telling us not so good or precarious situation. The 3-day, all is well, things look good. As long as you can close this 3-day period above, as long as you don't engulf the last week's or the last 3-day period candle, as long as you don't engulf that and go back into the ribbon, I think this would be nice. You're bouncing right off the ribbon. It looks like you might be expanding out of this, breaking out of this consolidation phase here as well. So the 3-day at the moment looks nice, a little bit precariously placed, but not as much as the daily, right? It's better looking in my opinion. Weekly looks phenomenal, looks very strong. You're getting this separation in the ribbon, which tends to mark a very strong trend. Looks fine. And if we look at the monthly, this is the one that I think is the most exciting because you've got this bullish cross coming into effect here. That is a very powerful indicator, especially on a monthly time frame. Somebody said that the ribbons are lagging indicators, so they're not really, by the time you get that cross, the move's already happened. Or somebody said that, I don't know if it was in this video or another video, but yes, the ribbons are a lagging indicator. Most indicators are lagging, but a fresh cross on a monthly, it's very rare that would mark the end of the move, in my opinion, at least from what I've seen, right? Here, you didn't have a cross, but you were contracting, and then right when you started to expand here, that was about this month. Even if it was this month here, right? From this month, from the high point to the all-time high of that cycle, or not the all-time high, but the high of that cycle, that was another 3.5x. Even from the next month, or like 2 months later, at that high, to the high of that cycle, that was almost a double in price, right? So it definitely wasn't the end of the move. This time, however, we're getting this cross in the form of a much stronger move. And if we look at the overall consolidation phase of this, which I'm going to get rid of this chart, we're going to go to this one here, the overall consolidation phase here, it does appear like you're getting ready to break out, right? The last 2 cycles, that was your topping point. This was your topping point. If you do anything other than top out here, which I think it's a little bit too early to top out, that would very much strongly suggest that you have a breakout move coming. You're in a breakout move now, this overall like accumulation phase down here. That's what this was. But you're about to break out of a larger multi-cycle consolidation phase. There's going to be some big things that happen to you, especially with this monthly ribbon crossing, right? This expansion was bullish enough last cycle when you were held down in this triangle, whatever you want to call it. Now you've got this expansion coming in, you've got the fresh cross, and the sky's the limit. Likely the sky's the limit. So I do think that you're going to see a bit of a strong move coming into the next couple of weeks, coming into the end of January. If we look at this thing, if we take a relative high to a relative low of this range as a whole, the minimum target would be $2.46. You're at 36 cents now. This is why I think by the end of January, around the inauguration of Donald Trump, if not a little bit before or a little bit after, somewhere around this date, I think that we will see somewhat of a 7x in price from here, around $2.46. If we take the relative high to the relative low of the last cycle, not of the overall range, but the last cycle, high to low here, you can see that you've got a bit of a expected area around 154 to 356, this 246 area coming right in the middle there. Something above $2 still being the likelihood. Even if you don't hit 246, something above $2 still has a pretty decent chance. You could see higher targets, though. I think I already feel like 246 is pushing it, but 356, $4, they are on the table. Those might be for a later date. That might be for April, May, or you know, these targets might be for April, May, who knows, but it's very possible that we could stop at $1.54, but there's no scenario that I see this move whenever we break out of the overall consolidation phase. There's no way that I see this move taking us anywhere less than $1.54, right? And maybe we stop there. Maybe we stop at $1.54 in January, and then April, May comes around and we're building higher, something like that. But one way or another, we're expecting phenomenal growth over the coming weeks, probably in less than a month's time. The minimum growth, the expected growth is something around a 7x. The minimum expected growth is something around a 4.3x. That puts XLM ahead of the market because on a market-wide basis, I'm expecting like a 2 to 3x, 4x being at the top of the limit of the average coin. So its minimum target is 4.3x. XLM, man, it's just crazy. And with the bullish move that you had last month, 468% up, having a red month this month, 32% down, I suppose it's called for, right? You're consolidating, you're finding support, you're pulling back a little bit, getting cocked and loaded and ready to go for the next month. The targets that await are a lot higher. I don't know what else to say. I feel like I'm out of steam, running out of things to say. So hit the like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. Undoubtedly, this is a bull flag, right? And all we're looking for is a move up and out of this. Oh, I did say I would talk about this actually on a 4-hour basis. If we look at this here, a lot of coins are doing this right now. But if we look at this here on the RSI, what you have, relatively speaking, to the lows in the price is a higher low in price and then lower lows in the RSI. That is a form of hidden bullish divergence. Okay, the daily time frame, again, talking about the daily time frame on the ribbon where I said that looks bad. I feel like the daily time frames across the board on a lot of different cryptos, they seem bad. But the 4-hour time frame, the 1 hours, the 3 days, the weeklies, the monthlies, they all seem bullish. So I think the daily is lying to us, right? It's rejecting off the 50 here. You're below the 40 line. It looks bad. It looks like you're going to go lower. You've rejected this area here. It would make sense that you go down. I don't think we're going to do any of that. I think you're actually at your low point now, and it makes sense that you are, because if you take away the daily and you just look at the 4-hour or any other time frame really, there's a lot of bullish cases to be made. And at the 4-hour here, you're finding support now at previous areas of support. You've got lower lows in your RSI, hidden bullish divergence, right? If we found something with volume on Coinbase, yeah, you're moving down without volume. You moved up, you had some volume coming in, right? Even here, you had a little bit of volume, but selling off, there's no interest, right? So I don't know. I think you're going to move up. I've said enough. I think I've said everything that I want to say, but that was the point that I was making, why I don't think you're going to go lower. If you do, not too much lower at the least. So I think that was the low there. I suspect we're at our relative lows here and ready to move up and break out of this. If I'm wrong, a little bit lower first and then up later. But soon, very soon, by the end of January, $1.54, if not a whole dollar higher than that, at about $2.46 is the expected area. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hit the like button, subscribe. Bye-bye. Thank you.